Welcome to Soul Spark. These episodes are brain snacks, brief bite-sized reflections from my personal journey, designed to be digested in just a few minutes. I'm not here to tell you how to live or what to do. I'm just here to share my stories and the questions I've wrestled with along the way. My hope is that by sharing what's moved me, I might just spark something in your soul today. Let's dive in. Episode 1. The Cadillac on the Hard Shoulder. Imagine a massive, heavy, beautiful Cadillac cruising down the highway at full speed. The windows are up, the air conditioning is running, and the radio is blasting. The driver is just focused on the road, consuming mile after mile, moving forward simply because that's what the car was built to do. For a long time, that was exactly how I lived my life. I was constantly moving. If I was in the car, a podcast was playing. If I was walking, I had music in my ears. If I had a spare minute in line, my phone was in my hand. I was feeding my brain with the endless stream of information, noise, and distractions. I thought I was being highly productive. I thought I was making the most of every second. But on April 29th, 2023, I had to be brutally honest with myself. I wasn't driving toward a specific destination. I was just driving to avoid sitting still. So I decided to do an experiment. I decided to steer that heavy Cadillac onto the shoulder of the highway. I put it in park and I turned off the engine. No phone, no music, no books, just me, sitting in absolute quiet. At first, the silence in that parked car was deafening. It was actually agonizing. My mind was screaming at me to turn the radio back on, to check my messages, to do something useful. I felt a heavy anxiety in my chest. It was a desperate urge to get back on the highway and merge into the fast lane. We call this uncomfortable feeling boredom. We treat it like it's a disease that needs to be cured immediately with a screen or a task. But sitting there on the hard shoulder, I realized that boredom isn't a lack of things to do. Boredom is simply the withdrawal from constant distraction. It is the sound of your own mind asking for your attention. When you stop moving and the screens go dark, you're finally left alone with yourself. And for a lot of us, that's a terrifying place to be. But I didn't turn the key. I just sat there. And after that initial wave of panic burned out, something beautiful happened. A very calm space opened up. The thick fog in my head started to clear, and the only sound left was the quiet ticking of the engine cooling down. In that silence, I finally heard my own voice again. I realized that my creativity wasn't dead and my soul wasn't lost. They were just buried under a mountain of daily noise. They had been sitting in the passenger seat the whole time, waiting patiently for me to stop talking, stop listening to the radio, and just pay attention to them. True inspiration doesn't shout over the noise of the highway. It whispers. And you can only hear it if you're willing to pull over and be bored first. So, I want to ask you, what are you running from when you reach for your phone or turn on the radio? What if the clarity you're desperately looking for is hiding just on the other side of your boredom? What if you gave yourself permission today to pull your car over onto the hard shoulder, turn off the engine, just let your soul speak? Thank you for sharing this space with me today. As you step back into your world, remember, you don't need to have all the answers right now. Sometimes just noticing the question is enough. May this brain snack offer a moment of stillness in the noise. And remember, embrace the spark.